Right, go ahead, bro.
This is Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
Yeah. So we hear Numbers. Man say, I shall see him, but not now. And him literally, I'm gonna get the star out of Jacob, Yahweh Shai, man. Him gonna see that star, man, because he's gonna be the head. No, Yahweh the head, him, then the man, then the woman. Then we are the elect are gonna rule the earth with him. Go ahead, brother.
It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel,
Yep, Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all his children of Seth.
Yeah.
And Edom shall be a possession.
Yeah. So basically, that whole line, it broke down. So listen, me go see the big man when him come back, and me and him are gonna rule, or we're gonna enslave Edom because Edom on the top of the earth. You know? Go ahead,
You know
bro.
that proves, bro. You know that proves too that Israel is the stars.
Stars, yeah.
That's why we read Isaiah the 14th chapter. Speaks about he says set his nest amongst the stars. I was talking about Israel. Yeah.
The man speaking is not going to rule Yahweh Shai. The man speaking is Balaam. But he's,
Yeah, he's gonna be walking on the kingdom.
yeah, no, this guy's a heathen.
Eden, oh, can't.
Because
Salakia.
this particular person was set to prophesy against Israel,
Yeah.
but the Most High put the Spirit on him to actually put a blessing on Israel. All right, so he's speaking about our blessing.
Our blessing. I think it was Moses, right? That not coming here, brother.
This is
No, Moabite. Oh, Moabite. Oh, can't.
Actually, let's read up. Let's start from
Start from over again.
let's start it. I'm gonna read it fast, brother.
Fast, yeah.
This is Numbers 24:1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he set his face towards the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to the tribes, and the Spirit of the Most High came upon him. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, has said, and the man whose eyes are open has said, he has said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. So this is the Most High using the heathen that was sent to condemn Israel to bless Israel.
Bless,
man.
can.
It says, and as the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the river's side, as trees of lines, aloes, which the Lord hath planted, and the cedar trees besides the waters. He shall pour out the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Hagag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. So this is future blessings upon Israel. Now it says Hagag. Hagag is a title for an Edomite king. Just like how the Egyptians might have Pharaoh, all right? So when you see Hagag in the scripture, it's normally associated with the king of the Amalekites, which are the so-called Jews today, because that's the title that they bestowed upon their kings. It says, the Most High brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pieces, and pierce them through with his arrows. He couched, he laid down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and curses he that curses thee. And now this is where we switch gears a bit. And Balak, anger was kindled against Balaam, because Balak sent this dude to go and curse Jacob, but instead he's coming back with blessings, man.
Blessing, can.
Yeah. And he smote his hands together, and Balak said unto Balaam, I call thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou altogether blessed them these 3 times.
Yeah.
So he sent them multiple times, but every time the Most High put the Spirit on this guy to send the blessings upon Israel. Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, Spake I not also to thy messenger which thou sentest unto me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandments of the Lord to do either, good or bad, of mine own mind, but what the Lord saith shall I speak.
Yeah.
So the Most High put the Spirit on the
Spirit, yeah, con. So the brother broke it down, so, you know, it was just like a quick misinterpret. You know, the brother break it down. So Balak, he was, when you say he was like out for put a curse, and then the Most High put the Spirit on him, put a blessing. Yeah,
Balak sent Balaam to send, to pretty much curse Israel multiple times, but every time he came back, the Most High put the Spirit on him to actually bless Israel. All right. Yeah. So the scripture that the brother was reading about, it says, "I shall see him, but not now; I shall behold him, but not nigh."
Yeah, but not nigh. Con. Yes.
You know, and being joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, he's not a part of that. The guy speaking is not a part of that. That prophecy is really going into Jacob ruling in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. So Balak is going to see him in the kingdom as a Eden.
I'll continue reading, brother.
Yeah, continue. Yeah.
So stick to the basics.
Stick to the basics. Yeah.
Let me finish this. Let me finish this and read it. I'll break it down now.
Yeah.
It says, and he took up this parable and said, Balaam, verse 15, the son of Beor has said, and the man whose eyes are open has said, he has said, which heard the words of the Most High and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. So these are the words that's coming out the mouth of this heathen, all right? It says, but these are the words of the Lord. It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, going into Yahweh Shai, all right? This is future prophecy of Yahweh Shai stepping on the sea, all right? It says, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy the children of Seth. And when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's gonna destroy these heathens, man, all right? It says, and Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. All right? So this guy, his eyes was open, but the words of the Lord was just coming out of him. These were the future prophecies, man, that Yahushua is going to come back, pursuing the 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, and cause wreck, man. And put all these nations in subjection, man. It says, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked upon Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be to perish forever. And Amalek will be so-called Jews today, man. All right, which run the planet Earth. The Rothschilds, the Oppenheimer. These are different Jewish families, man. So-called Jewish families, man.
Own all of the resources, the real estate, you know,
Yeah, but the point is pretty much made, you know.
Yeah. To water brother for break it up.
Yeah. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Yeah, so the brother said, that, you know, Lord said, that, so we have a lot of hell, we got the Lord of purify, we know, through the goal, man, so the real hell to come, man, and when that chip get implemented, man, then you're gonna know who, what material or what you stand for, who was who, because, you know, Lord will make it through that, man. But when that chip, martial law, the guillotine, yeah, when martial law, the guillotine, concentration camps, boots on the ground, military hunt you down, you know, we have to go through days without food, our faith are going to get tested, then we're going to know that now. So if we overcome that, what him say? Him would I give power over the nation?
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Yeah, so him will give you a reward at the end when the nukes them on the way. We're not going to feel that fire, man. And you have an extra scripture.
But we're going to go into some of the stuff that you're going to have to overcome. 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, so read the part, swords in their hand, one people shall fight. Read the part again.
2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, so we're going at a time of race right now, and you know, a lot of niggas are get put to death in the race right because of lack of knowledge. And the black woman merely she gonna want to save the white man. And niggas are gonna have an automatic rifle and put them to death too. You get me? So that's gonna be the sword, man, which when the food riot come, you know, that's gonna be niggas can't go like 5 hours without food. So when a week pass and cannibalism come, you're gonna have people literally hit the streets with swords. Hunt down, hunting, killing, you know.
Because the sword is a weapon, so there's gonna basically be a lot of death going on.
Yeah, a lot of death.
It could come in different ways.
Yeah.
You know, it
a
could
sword
come,
is an instrument of destruction.
Yeah.
They might have knives, they might have
Yeah.
bats,
Bats, yeah.
Gas bomb.
gas
Bats
bombs.
bomb, you know.
Motherfuckers have arrows, all types of shit.
Edom gonna have him survival stuff. Cause you niggas on just only buy Jordans and waist. Gonna go up against Edom. I gonna have sword stuff. Cause Edom gonna have bow and arrow, survival knife, books, you know, canned food. Yeah. So yeah, continue.
Why you niggas, you know, on Instagram, bitches on Instagram twerking, and why you niggas and bitches on Instagram twerking and acting like monkeys and shit? There's actually devils, Edomites out there that's training their children to shoot. And these fucking kids out there, they shooting at military level, man. I saw this one little 12-year-old girl in the gun range shooting the target on bullseye every single time, man. They teaching them how to use swords, hand-to-hand combat. This one girl in the wilderness punching a tree over 50 times, bare hands. Why you fucking niggas out there just lollygaggling and shit?
Yeah,
thinking
smoke
everything's
weed.
all good.
In the video on Warsaw, this chick, she was super excited to have a gun.
Oh,
For the brothers tuning in, we don't need none of that shit.
Tuning-
Lord in our strength and our
yeah.
salvation.
Because
Psalms
or you think someone will go get food? The Lord will go get certain man in a GMS powers to get the devil them food because it will come to a point when the starvation kick in, when the water hydration, certain brothers of us are go hydrated, man. And the Lord have to go intervene for give certain man powers for get Edom stuff, man, for issue out to the brotherhood, man. Because certain brothers are gonna be starving out in at that time then. You get me? Certain brothers maybe have survival skill. Certain brothers maybe certain brothers are gonna run up in a food. And I forgot it for your next brother. So, you know, the Esau get blessed with the sword. Genesis 27.
So keep going. Genesis 15 and 2nd Ezra 15 and 60. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so, you know, niggas are gonna run up in the white neighborhood with them. Be a area Southside Beach. You have up in the Hamptons. You have niggas that go, when the hungry licky niggas that go up in them Hamptons. You know, them fine wine, them canned goods, all of that. You know, it's not gonna be no more, you know, Facebook, Insta, it's not gonna be none of that. It's gonna be hung and like I say, a nigga can't even go a day without food and water. So imagine a week or a couple of days, man.
And also expound on it too. It also said they're not going to regard their kings nor princes, the modern day king or prince, the government and the president. They're not going to regard the kings or princes, which means in modern terms, the president or someone in high authority, man. Because you know, cops too. Cops going to give throw their badges away. You know, all types of things. So you know, also going into that, you know, all hell starts breaking loose. They might, you know, the news outlets and the media will say peace and safety, but these niggas out here, they already know. They already gonna know what time it is, man.
Yeah, and you Jewish people, the only strength of the you Jewish real estate and bankers owner. Any little thing are the cops on the call for. So when the cops out, is out, man, niggas are gonna rape, niggas are gonna do him one another daughter, man. You get me? Which even with self though. I'm gonna take on the woman, kill you and rape her, man. We're gonna do all of them things there. When the Lord kill your kids, we're gonna do all of that. You know? Drink your wine, you know, trade your woman for water and food. We're gonna do because it's gonna be survival, man. Yeah, all of that are gonna happen, man. There's not gonna be no cops to save you. Then you're gonna know the real terrorite of the earth. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai did that. Get the sword, the last scripture.
Khan,
Yeah.
this is Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live.
Yeah, so by the sword thou shalt live, man. Edom can't come up to it fist to fist, because we're literally stronger than him. This modern day sword, the main sword of the earth are the nuclear weapons. But the low level sword we're going to fight in this race war and this martial law is the gun.
Yeah,
The weapon, the weaponry, yeah, the main sword we're going to end the earth at the iridium and at the nukes. Yeah, literally the nukes, the arrows. That go at the main sword, but the low level sword now where I'm going to use for the prophecy in a second Ezra's, gun, tear gas, baseball bat, survival equipment, all of that are going to use up, man. All of the hardware stores is them going to be using. Home Depot, everything are going to come. Because niggas are going to really, you have niggas that are going to want to survive for them family. Yeah, so, and like I said, by the sword thou shalt live. Why you think these devils teach them kids how to shoot? Because them know when the time come for survive, them know say a nigga are gonna come in full-fledged, man. Them know how niggas think, so them know when this time really come. Maybe a nigga bust in on the door and him hold him at gunpoint and that little boy or that little girl have to put him to death. So by the sword thou shalt live. Them are gonna live through the sword until when these nukes wipe the earth, man. And with that, I'm gonna make a next brother come up. You know, we're gonna speak. We're gonna speak, yeah.
His brother was going into this so-called white man. He lives by the sword, man. Somebody get Job 9 and 24. How did the so-called white man get the planet Earth, all right, or get his rulership? Through rape, robbery, and murder. But when you look at it, he was technologically more advanced in terms of weapons. You know, as you read the book of Daniel, and it goes through the different statues, and it goes from like gold to silver to bronze to iron, right? If you look at which the iron represents the Roman Empire in America, an iron sword will cut through a golden sword, all right. So as each technology, each empire proceeded, their military might, their knowledge of weapons, such as the Greeks with the phalanx, all right. These different weapons that the so-called white man, the Most High put spirit on the so-called white man to understand, he used to conquer.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Every particular nation had a point to rule, and when they ruled, they did wickedly. Who's ruling the planet Earth now? The so-called white man, all right? He got the earth by rape, robbery, murder, and deceit, and more importantly, his blessing, all right? Because once he bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki with the atomic bomb, he put the whole entire earth in fear, man.
Yes.
Second Ezra 11 and 10.
Oh no, you finished the 24th? Yeah, no, finish it up.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
And we were just going into this last week, right? When we talked about the gods, all right? Arise, O gods, and judge the earth. And we broke it down that the gods are what? Israel, man. So the judges that are being covered are the Israelites. Anytime you watch a Bible movie or, you know, any type of visual depiction of the scriptures, they'll have the sons of the Heavenly Father, the Israelites, looking like crackers. You know what I'm saying? And nobody did that. You don't see Chinese people putting together movies like that. Even the Arabs acknowledge that the Negroes are the real Jews of the Bible. Yeah, that Egyptian guy, the president of Egypt in 1952 said the real Jews left black and came back white. So the so-called white man is the one that's covering not only, you know, us, but pretty much the entire planet Earth with these different titles. Persia is now Iran. You know, we're white, we're Romans, we're Greek. You know, they're everything but nationality that the Bible gives. That was it, right?
If not, where and who is he?
Yeah. So you know when in the old times in the Old West, they had wanted posters, right? And so because they didn't have pictures, so they'll describe it. They describe the criminal that's on the loose. So the Bible is doing the same thing with the so-called white man, letting you know who the devil is. All right. Just like how the scripture says, he shall be a vagabond in the earth, a wanderer and a vagabond. All right. So, pardon me, a fugitive and a vagabond. And a fugitive is somebody's on the run from his crimes. All right. So, just like how they would describe a fugitive, he looked like this, he walked like this, he act like this, such and such. The scriptures are doing the same thing with Cain, which is the so-called white man.
I got a precept for you. In the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 9, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
He says, I know that works in tribulation and poverty. All right? This is talking about who? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because you work 12-hour shifts. You got Jakes out there working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. And Esau's taking 35% of your wages. All right? When the scriptures tell you should pay a man before the sun goes down. All right? Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
Yeah, and you know what's fucked up about it? You got a nigga on Wall Street, he punching a few buttons on the keyboard, he making millions of dollars, and then the dude that's cleaning the whole building up going back to the projects. So shit is fucked up, you know? But the Most High knows your poverty, man, and that we're rich, all right? Because what? Most of the brothers you see here, we ain't no millionaires, man, all right? Unless the Most High wakes up a brother that's a millionaire, I'm not saying that's impossible. But most brothers you see here, we're technically in poverty, man, because we just got our daily bread. You know, but guess what? That's how the Most High got it like that, because you look at, we just spoke about reincarnation. When the apostles and elders were walking and seeing, they was in the same boat, man. You got that dude at the church begging Peter, think he would get some bread. He was like, listen, man, I don't got no gold and riches, man. But that which I have, I'm going to give to you. In the name of Yahweh Shai of Nazareth, rise. Tell me that's not more better than any goddamn gold or silver, man.
This knowledge makes us rich, man.
Yo,
This
get
wisdom knowledge.
Right. Somebody get 2 Timothy 3 and 15.
And you mentioned about the daily bread. Now the Most High, he set it up that way, so that way we don't get too comfortable and complacent.
Right.
Because after a while, you ain't really struggling. You know, you get a little, you know, on the soft side, so to speak.
Right.
So the Most High gotta, you know, put that spirit on you. You want to get the hell out of here.
That's true. Somebody get 2 Timothy 6 and 6 to back that up.
I got 3 and 15.
Yeah, and then go to 2 Timothy 6 and 6.
Khan, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 15.
Yep.
And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation.
When you read about wisdom, it says it's more precious than rubies. Get Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. Yes. It says it's more precious than rubies. It's greater than all. It says wisdom is pretty much greater than anything on the planet Earth. But why is that? Because it can make you, it can save you. Gold can't give you salvation. You can't store up gold to get it. You can't, here, Lord, I got 1,000 talents of gold. Let me get in the chariot.
Right.
Wisdom is the only thing that gives you ultimate salvation. That's why it trumps women. All right? It trumps weapons of war. Well, get that.
Get it ready?
Yeah, 9 and 18.
Ecclesiastes 9, verse
18.
18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Yeah, and I made a statement earlier that what? You got these crackers, they know their guns and they got their blessings, right? But that's not going to deliver you. Wisdom still keep you stable in those times, pursuing Isaiah 33 and 16, man. It says wisdom is better than weapons of war, right?
Let me read it again.
Yeah,
One
read
more
it again.
time. This is Ecclesiastes 9, verse 18.
Pardon me, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and double honors to the apostles and those who are ministers.
Ecclesiastes 9, verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war,
Yeah. Go ahead.
but one sinner destroyeth much good.
Yeah, so wisdom is, wisdom is better than weapons of war, man. So even though you got these people out there storing up ammunition and guns, because you have certain Israelite groups that would, get taking pictures of AK-47, such as the IUCPK and shit like that. But what's that gonna do? The so-called white man got guns that could blow your ass up and have your clothes still standing there. He's way advanced, man. We can't fuck him on no carnal level. We have to revert back to the wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, man. And the wisdom and the knowledge of the scriptures tell us what? To have faith. Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in him and he shall guide our steps, man.
This is St. Matthew.
You was reading something in there?
1 Timothy.
Yeah, finish Timothy's
Khan.
name.
This is 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Salakia, chapter 3, verse 15. And that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures.
Yeah, so it's better to seek the Creator in your youth, man, because when you're young, it's easier to mold your mind, all right? The scripture says you can't put new wine in old bottles because, the longer you stay on the planet Earth in a different philosophy, you can become set in that philosophy. So, it's more easily to persuade your mind when you're young. So you should seek this thing when you're young. You see most brothers in this thing are young, or even older brothers that came into this thing when they were younger men. Go ahead.
Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation.
Yeah, so when you go in the scriptures, wisdom is better than rubies, and wisdom is better than this and that. What delivered the prophets, man? Knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures. All right, so that's why it trumps all these other bullshits out there. And plus, all these other things is vanity, man. All right, they'll pass away. But the wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, they are eternal.
Right. Through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, so the wisdom that we're talking about is the wisdom of the scriptures, man. Not no wisdom, not no carnal wisdom out there and shit that really ain't really wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That bullshit you learn in college, E equals MC squared, and this, what the fuck that gonna do for you? You know what I'm saying? The faith in the scriptures, that's the true knowledge and wisdom. That's the true treasures.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6.
Yeah, now we're going into being content, right? Go ahead.
But godliness with contentment is great gain.
Yeah, man. I know a lot of times demons jump on us. We wish we hit the lotto and shit. You know what I'm saying? If I hit the lotto, I'm gonna pay my tithes, Lord, because you're going through some hardships. It's only, man, we're in the flesh, so you're gonna think that way sometimes. But ultimately, the reason the Most High don't got different brothers striking lottos and finding gold and becoming super rich is because we'll be content, man. All right. You might say it's easy. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna still go out there if I had $1 billion. But if you ain't catching no hell, you don't really have shit to complain about. You know what I'm saying? That's how come the scripture says it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. All right, which a needle was a very small passage in the Middle East in Jerusalem that a camel had to get on his knees and slowly crawl through. All right, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? You do have brothers that's going to come in this thing that might be athletes or politicians that have. Well,
Yeah,
but that's
some of them
few and
own
far
money.
between.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're basically saying it's not impossible with the Lord, but you know it's rare. It's rare to find someone that's, you know, a millionaire like a Mayweather or LeBron James to come into this truth and hold signs every Saturday.
Yeah, because the
That's not
lifestyle
gonna
they're in,
happen.
they're not gonna, you know,
It's not gonna
they're not
happen.
gonna come out
Yeah,
here.
that's why I said it's few and far between because
I mean,
what
it's
you
not
had.
impossible, but
Yeah, you had Joseph of Arimathea, which, you know, he was well off, but guess what? He wasn't out there like, you know what I'm saying? His lot was to be a help. So you have brothers that are helps.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
That's why
Con.
the Lord set certain guys up, you know, with money to be a help amongst other, you know, brothers. But you know, they're all putting that spirit when they do to be humble anyway.
Khan, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
You can read up like 2 verses
Con.
because the reason Timothy said that is because, well, let the scripture speak. So,
Khan, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 3.
Start at 1. Why not?
Khan, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 1. And it says, let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of Yahweh and his doctrine be not blasphemed. And they that have believing masters, let them not despise them, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. If any man teach otherwise and consent to wholesome words,
Not to hold right?
Salakia. If any man, Salakia, brother. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words,
What are the wholesome words that we're preaching, all right? The good news, the gospel, all right? But according to, because you got guys that go into the Bible and bring shit out their own fucking mind, man, all right? But the scripture says precepts must be on precepts. That's the way you get understanding. Somebody, hold that real quick. Somebody get Psalms 119 and I think it's 104.
You have a quick scripture
Go ahead,
for
brother.
the backup. You say, this is Romans.
She said that precepts again, my son. You got Psalms?
You got some?
Yeah. This is Romans 8 verse 20. For the creature was made subjected to vanity.
Who's the creature? The creature is man.
Man, yeah.
Right? What does it mean subject to vanity? Man was put in this, our spirit was put in this body, this bodeg, and it became subject to sin. Spirits don't sin because they're not in the flesh. all right? But when you come in this particular flesh, you know you're not subject to sin, even the elect. Go ahead.
Yeah, it mean like it can break it because we're all subjected to vanity, like oaths,
Mainly in
certain
sin.
things we need, yeah. We need
Do something to sin.
sin, yeah, certain, and behind the vanity. Esau
that's
make
what
it that we
talking
can
about.
go off, you know, we can do wickedness
Yeah,
feet. Huh?
mainly it's talking about sin.
Sin, yeah, yeah.
Meaning that's why we go off.
Go off, yeah.
You know,
You know? That's
it's
our
beyond our
greatness.
control.
Vanity. Not willing, but by reason,
They're not willingly.
not willingly.
Because as Ella was saying, the scriptures is going to sin because that, you know, when you read Romans from 3, 6, 7, and the Apostle Paul is discussing, you know, the law and sin and such like that, and you know, going off, and so he's saying that what? Because he also said, you know, I wish to do righteous, but I'm subject to this body.
Bodies,
All
yeah.
right, so so your spirit wants to do something, right?
Something,
Your spirit always wants to serve. That's why you have them two voices in your head. You have a, like, you know, they show the movies. You have an angel on the right and the devil on the left. Well, that's pretty much accurate. You have spirits that tell you things in your mind, and your first judgment is the spirit. All right, I shouldn't deal with this bitch. Fuck that. Then the demon might come. Let me investigate. You know what I'm saying? Then you become, yeah, you know what I'm
They
saying?
might have, you know, come into your head and have you thinking, oh, but she's not with her man no more.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
yeah.
she said she's not with him, but,
But
she still
technically,
sleeps with him.
you know,
Yeah,
that
you know,
demon.
I can still
you know.
get with her.
You know, trying to justify it, you know, you know,
yeah,
that thought,
yeah.
well, technically, well, she's not, that's a demon.
Can I say something to that? Even sometime the demon them, you can all like, I go through affliction and I say, fuck, man. Satan come to you and say, fuck, in a year you say, fuck the Lord. And I say, yo, me say that? What the fuck? You flick, yeah, yo, you done, man. Just continue move. Just, you know, you go through something, man, and yo, Satan come hard for certain brothers. I don't know about certain brothers, but through me, you know, sometimes I go through, even with certain money problem and them thing, they must say, shit, you could have do this, you could have, I say, yo, me say that? Yo, Satan,
Yeah,
yo.
say you hear things in your mind in your own voice.
In
But
your-
that's just demons fucking with you. Continue
Con.
with the script precept.
Yeah.
Yeah, what verse is that you reading?
Verse 20, go down. You want me to
Go,
start
go
again?
up, go up a little more.
Go up a little more?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Romans 8, verse 18. For I reckon not that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Yeah. So the hell is not compared to the reward.
Yeah.
All right. So anytime them demons come on you and you're going through a particular burden, just think about the reward on the end, man. All right, because we mentioned this last week. We're running a race, right? And when we win that race, I brought this out. We'll get the reward, which trumps the particular bullshit that we're going through in the society. Go ahead.
Read on. Reveal this present time are not
Read
worthy
it
to
right, bro.
read it again.
Read it right,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is Romans 18, verse 1.
8.
Romans 8, Salakia. Romans 8, verse 18. For I reckon not that the suffering,
I think it says reckon. Yeah, for I reckon. Yeah.
for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be